was very fond of Lord Rabbi Jonathan Sacks's books. And when he passed away, I wrote a little tribute, a Catholic tribute to Rabbi Sacks. And I did note, though, that difference that you mentioned, which is that that Judaism did not nearly to the same extent incorporate kind of Greco-Roman philosophy into its system as it developed in history after its encounter with kind of Hellenistic civilization. Whereas the Catholic Church obviously made philosophy its own, made Greek philosophy its own, and then, at least in its own claim, attempted to purify it through faith. And so that you have this synthesis of faith and philosophy that's the foundation of the West. Anyway, that's a side point. How do we fix what you're addressing? I sometimes feel very despondent. Set aside divine revelation. Set aside, what God in the Hebrew Bible tells us, for example, about marriage. Just talk about at the level of natural law. One of my friends, you maybe actually follow him on Twitter. He goes under a pseudonym. His pseudonym is Raphael Aryazaga.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
He wrote a wonderful little essay about the law of matrimony. And he doesn't necessarily mean just the law of matrimony, again, from a Judeo-Christian perspective, but that nearly all ancient civilizations, although there were variations at the margins, Islam, Chinese culture, Roman law certainly, and then you have Judaism and Christianity, had this idea that marriage is of such paramount importance, and that the sex drive, although it's wonderful and it's unitive of man and woman and so forth, can be so destructive that it has to be channeled into the realm of marriage and nowhere else. In various ways, they all attempted to set up these guardrails against it. And what Raphael was telling me, it's like, what he wrote would have been so sort of obvious to Aquinas and to Maimonides and to Averroes and to,
and to the pagans.
And the pagans, exactly.